Well, we mentioned the salience of abortion, and that could be influencing Herschel Walker's denial, despite the fact that he has that redemption out. Mark Kelly debated Blake Masters last night in Arizona. Blake Masters, talk about running from his abortion stance. Blake Masters, this guy, it's like on a jetpack running away from his abortion stance. He wiped it from his website. And here is Mark Kelly pounding that point in Arizona.
About smaller jurisdictions, should abortion laws be at the state level and not the federal level?
No, I think there should be a national law that protects the rights that women have to make this decision between them and their doctor. And let me be really clear about something you asked about, which was the personhood amendment. Now, folks, this is code. This is code for throwing women into jail. And that's what my opponent supports. Now, I think we all know guys like this. Guys that think they know better than everyone about everything. You think you know better than women and doctors about abortion. You even think you know better than seniors about Social Security, and you think you know better than veterans about how to win a war. Folks,
pause it for 1 second.
Like
can we go back? This is good campaigning, because they must have focus group information and polling, internal polling, that show one of the things that Blake Masters comes off as a haughty asshole.
Yeah.
Who, in addition to wanting to impose his theocratic notion of the world and his bizarro, male morality or whatever it is, his drumming ethos, that he comes off as a know-it-all, being a dick to people. And then
they pan to him and he literally he's sneering down at you. Yeah.
If I was going to do a poster of this and I wanted to push it, I would watch the look when he's looking and look, I'm saying this as somebody who people think is, fairly smug and this and that. And I wear, and here's a dirty secret, I wear progressives. And so when I'm looking at the thing, I'm doing a lot of this sometimes where I'm like, because I can't see the computer. Blake Masters, he's not wearing any progressives.
No, he's got the Draco Malfoy rich boy sneer down,
oh my God.
Right, where he looks down.
Watch this. He couldn't have been they couldn't have been better. I mean, honestly, they send a muffin basket.
To the video
Mark Kelly's
team. Yeah.
Well, not just the video team, to Blake Masters. Mark Kelly's consultants go thank you, dude, because that look you gave him at the beginning was precious.
Yeah. It's like resting bitch face, but it's resting rich guy smug face.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's code for throwing women into jail. And that's what my opponent supports. Now, I think we all know guys like this. Guys that think they know better than everyone about everything. You think you know better than women and doctors about abortion. You even think you know better than seniors about Social Security. You think you know better than veterans about how to win a war. Folks, we all know guys like this. And we can't be letting them make decisions about us because it's just dangerous.
Respond, please.
I think states should decide.
Why?
Let the state legislatures wrestle with the tough question of how to regulate abortion early on. Texas is going to make slightly different decisions than California. Is going to make different decisions than Arizona. But I believe in a federal backstop. I don't think we should let California or Oregon let Planned Parenthood go in at 8 months and 30 days and sever spinal cords and dismember babies that his policy would allow. Unlimited abortion up until the moment of birth. He still can't articulate a clear limit. I believe in limits. Arizona has said 15 weeks is a reasonable place to draw the limit, and I agree.
I got to get a response to that, please.
Yeah, so, the protections and restrictions that were allowed under Roe v. Wade was the law of the land for over a century, or for 50 years. But what we have now here in the state of Arizona is a law from 1864. And it's exactly what my opponent, Blake Masters, wants.
But have you supported 6, 7, 8 month viability?
I have supported Roe v. Wade. Went into effect in 1973. This is a hard decision for women. This decision should be up to the woman with her doctor. Shouldn't be politicians like the guy to my left in Washington, D.C., making these decisions for you. I mean, he thinks he knows better than you. He thinks he knows better than doctors and women on abortion. I mean, folks, I think that's, that is a really bad place for us to be in when my opponent, Blake Masters, is making these decisions for women.
All right. I want to get.
I mean,
Good reframing, even though I wish he pushed back a little bit on
It's
the
hard because you
nonsense.
don't like.
You don't want to get caught in that trap.
Yeah, but that was like, it is fundamentally like Blake Masters wants to get between you and your doctor.
this is the message. If you go and watch the ads that were played in Kansas before the referendum, even if you look up in New York's 19, where they were making a big deal about Pat Ryan up there, I've looked at a lot of the mailers from Pat Ryan. And I'm getting obviously like some of the Democratic mailers, but some of the mailers, you know, there's, and the idea, and particularly in a place like Arizona, the idea of a know-it-all government intrusion into a private decision, that dynamic. In Kansas, it was all about like, you know, freedom. And it was framed in that way. But this, you know, to make that argument and to have an opponent like Blake Masters, who's basically just shown up with like, you should really criticize me for being a know-it-all because guess what? I am a know-it-all.
I look
You know,
like the platonic ideal of a know-it-all.
Exactly.
Resting rich face.
And you know how much they have told him. Don't keep hammering your podium every time you speak, because that's coming off as being pushy. Like they tell politicians, like you never see a politician point like this. They won't. I mean, Bernie, I think would, but
Well,
but,
he more goes like this.
But
yeah.
but, and that's why, like, you know, for the '90s, like Bill Clinton would do this.
Yeah.
Because they don't want any. They want to have force, but they're not going to point at you. But he can't help it. He's doing this, and it's just like he can't help himself.
Yeah. I mean, it's so funny that he got matched up against not just like a generic Democrat, but like an astronaut.
Yeah.
So when he says like, guys like you, we know guys like you who think they're better than like super, like the most comically competent person in the entire world.
And like the
astronaut.
like vision of like American greatness from like the 60s is just
Right.
like an astronaut kind of dude.
Versus a teacher's assistant to, you know, a big tech vampire at Stanford. Like,
Yeah.
that's who Blake Masters.
It's like if Cousin Greg from Succession ran for.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, right. But way more evil.
But they're pouring money into his race, and the bottom line is I don't know how many people watch that debate, but
Although into Mark Kelly's race, because
Yep, into
Peter
Masters.
Thiel has cut and run. I mean, he's still hosting fundraisers
I think
for him. But
I think
none
I
of
saw
his-
something the
Thiel's
RNC
back.
is putting.
He's back now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, McConnell or whoever, yeah, it's at the very least they're playing hot potato with him because he's just not a
Day to day.
yeah.